have a question I want to ask you and circle back again to that pre-birth memory where you were sort of in the dark and seeing this
Yeah.
light, and you were told that you're going to Earth. And
Yeah.
I get curious about two things, actually. You said you didn't sort of have a body, but did you have awareness of, okay, I'm a consciousness, a being, and I've been on this planet and that planet, and oh, I'm going to Earth. What is that? So did you have a memory of other places you've been? And the other one thing I was thinking about was that it's interesting that you didn't have memories from being inside the uterus of your mother, that you sort of just woke up as a baby. And because I've always been curious if we're conscious inside the uterus, but it seems like that is individual as well. It seems like there's so much individuality to what we're actually experiencing on the other side. That is, something I've arrived at. It's not like a pattern that every soul is experiencing exactly the same entrance to this earth. So I know there were several questions there. So if you could give some insights about your awareness of different incarnations that you had before Earth.
Oh, thank you so much for asking. That's really nice. That's a good question. So in the moment where I remembered my pre-birth memory and I was telling my mother, I did not have a memory of me having other lives, but I also in the memory I was I felt like I was in a trance, like I was forgetting, like it was really hard for me to concentrate and ask questions, and at the same time I couldn't remember what I want to ask about, and if I'm even allowed to ask. Like I guess that's what people feel with dementia as well, like they can't really, sometimes they forget and they don't know what they forget. And if you don't know that this thing is called camera, you don't know what to ask. So something like that. So I felt really very much confused in that memory when it was happening. And slowly after that, actually, that was when I had my awakening. And I accidentally, again, when you have a spiritual awakening, there is like a honeymoon period where you are very connected to the spirit realm. So you awaken the spirit element, which we have 5 elements in nature. We have spirit, air, fire, water, and earth. So you activate the spirit element, which is your initial element. When you are a child, you are very connected to that. So you awaken that element. So you are in a kind of a honeymoon phase. So you get those astral projections, you get those insights, and you get your intuition is really popping, and you get those telepathic things. So I accidentally, in that honeymoon period, I didn't actually have a concept of meditation. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that I needed to quiet my mind. So I needed to close my eyes and sit down. And I remember meditating and recalling my past lives. And some of them were on Earth, some of them were on other realms and planets. And I remember just crying. And I was really sad for a week or so, because I started saying, oh, again, I'm having a life, I will die. But the thing was, when I had those past life regression, or whatever you want to call it, I was shown the death, how I died in each life. So in one life, I was a teacher, and I was trying to teach people about the stars and about the planets and how the universe works and why we're here. But people killed me. So I remember that, then I started crying, I got upset. And then another life, I died in a war. So I got, again, really sad, and I was shown other lives on other planets. So I couldn't actually explain what was happening at the time, because it was like a honeymoon period. You don't know what's happening at the same time. It is all happening. And I actually had nobody to talk about, nobody to share. I didn't know what was happening. I thought I was going just crazy. But yes, I had other lives. Actually, I had this astral projection recently, and it was my I'll share this with you. My mom passed away when she was 35, and my dad passed away when he was 26. And I am turning 26 soon, in a few days. So I was really concerned whether I'm gonna have a long life, because I would like to live and experience this life fully. So I remember writing a question down before bed and asked my guides or whoever there is, I said, please tell me if I'm gonna live a long life. I don't want to die too early. Please give me a chance to explore this life further. So I was actually in an astral realm where I was told you had 244 far million lives. So I remember questioning, and I said, I was really conscious in the astral realm, and I said, that is not a real number. That's not a real number. Give me a real number. And this boy in front of me, he said, in a robotic voice, he said, 244 far million lives. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he said, you are graduating soon. Congratulations. So I was like, okay, I'm graduating, nice. But when? Because I actually it didn't matter how many lives I had. I actually didn't care, and I still don't care. I think we all had so many lives that it's not countable anymore. So I asked, so when I'm graduating, because I wanted to know if I am going to die soon, like my parents, or I'm going to have a long life. So this boy took me into another room, which was a very bright room, and it was like it was two of us, so him and I, we were watching these people. So there was an old lady with gray hair, this hairstyle, bob hair, on a bed. She was smiling, laughing, she was happy, and she was surrounded by her family, like children, grandchildren, I'm assuming. And everybody was really happy to see her, and she was really happy. And she was glowing. And this boy next to me, he pointed at her and said, this is your graduation. And he gave me a date and a month. And he said, you are graduating on this date. But he didn't tell me the year. And when I was looking at that lady, old lady, I realized that this is me. I looked at her and I said, oh, that's me. That's me, but older. And I think she was at around the age of 80, I would assume, by her appearance. But I wasn't given a year of my death, or departure, whatever you want to call it. But I was given the month and the date. And that was all I needed to hear. That was all I needed to hear to comfort myself and know that I have a full right to enjoy this life. And every day I live as if I am gonna die, because I think, just I try to enjoy, I do my best to enjoy and help people and connect with people and learn from them as much as I can. We all had many lives in Buddhism, because right now I'm living with Buddhists in a temple. In Buddhism, people believe that you've had many past lives, right? And it's not necessary for you to remember about them. And the reason that you don't remember is actually for the best, because you can focus on this life, on your expansion and on your growth, and see what you can do here. And also they tell you in Buddhism, they teach you to look when you meet other person, you meet them because you've had so many past lives together, and you've probably been each other's mothers in many lifetimes. So when you meet someone, you meet them with compassion and open heart and open mind, because this person probably have been your mother. You've probably been my mother, and I've been your mother as well. Hope I was a good mother. But That's what they believe in, and I completely agree with it. You know, when I meet people, I think, what can I learn from this beautiful person in this lifetime?
That's a beautiful teaching.
To watch the full video, click the link below, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel.